Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome back to Crash Games. Today we're going to be talking about Super Smash Bros. Brawl, specifically Subspace Emmisary, the story mode of the game. So since Smash 5 was just announced, Smash Bros. Ultimate, I thought I want to talk about this because this is the first game that I got for my Wii. And boy, what a game to start with. I didn't even know what it was back then. I just saw the cover and it had Mario, Link, and Pikachu on it, and I just thought, I need this. And I was pleasantly surprised with what I actually got. It's actually kind of funny because I didn't even know half of the roster of the characters in the game, so we're not going to go through the story mode entirely because that will be like a 2-hour video. We're just going to talk about some of the major moments, some of the most memorable and epic moments, and yeah, that's it. So without further ado, let's get into it. Oh yeah, I'm playing it with an Xbox One controller because it's on an emulator. Shh. So here we have the princesses. Oh look, it's Mario. It's Mario. Hey, that's Kirby. It's fucking Kirby. So as a kid, this was one of the most badass things I had ever seen. Some of my favorite video game characters of all time finally colliding. After this fight, we can introduce Pit, who is about as excited about all of this as I was when I first saw this. So after all this shit finally decides to go down, Meta Knight's ship shows up, this purple goo comes down and this fucker appears to mess things up. After that, Mario gets knocked the fuck out and we get our first boss battle, and it's Betty Piranha, a character that I actually know from the Mario games, so that's cool. So then you save one of the princesses and shit gets even worse. Hey, it's Wario, I actually know that character, wow. So then he takes Zelda and Kirby and Peach escape together. So then Pit sees what happens and Palutena shows up to tell Pit to help out. As a kid, this was one of the most confusing parts about the game. I had no idea what Kid Icarus was at the time. I never played one of the games, so seeing Palutena for like 2 seconds was super confusing. I didn't know who Pit was either, but at least he got a bigger role in the game. Palutena did become a playable character in Smash 4, so I got a little more familiar with her. Later on, we see Pit find Mario, and then they decide to team up, and then we see a mysterious ship fighting Meta Knight's ship. Ooh, foreshadowing. And then we move on to the Dream Team, Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong. This was also one of the most badass introductions in the game. I mean, I knew both of these characters, so seeing them was very cool. And, oh my god, it's Bowser! He actually decides, no, we're not gonna fight, I'm just gonna fucking shoot you guys instead. So then Bowser takes Donkey Kong captive, because why not? I don't actually believe he has motivations to do it in the game, he just does it, but let's not question it. And then Mario and Pit try to take down the ancient minister. And of course they fail, but whatever, that doesn't matter. What does matter though, is that that mysterious ship I was talking about earlier, it crashed and Diddy Kong found it. And this is also when the second boss appeared, and it's Rayquaza, one of the coolest Pokemon ever. As a kid, this was one of the most badass scenes in the game, because I was a massive Gen 3 fan, and I still am, so Rayquaza is automatically one of my favorite Pokemon ever. So getting to fight him as a boss was super cool. So then Fox emerges from his ship, and we finally get to see him ourselves. I had no idea who the fuck Fox was, but he had a nice moveset, and I really liked playing as him, so he did turn into one of my favorite characters in the game. After we're done fighting Rayquaza, Diddy Kong tries to explain to Fox that he needs his help getting Donkey Kong back. But Fox doesn't care, and Diddy Kong just fucking takes him. So on to a new world. This is when Lucas and Nessa are finally introduced. I didn't know who the hell these two were, and I still do not care about that. Also, the third boss is introduced here. So this was the first boss in the game that I did not know. Rayquaza was the last one that I did know. I was not familiar with any of the other bosses. There were like 10 or 11 bosses in the game entirely. So then Wario comes back and he takes Ness this time, while Lucas is just running away like a bitch. But then we get to my boy. And it's Pokemon Trainer. It's actually just Red. I don't know why they keep calling him Pokemon Trainer, because, as I said, it's just Red. He only has Squirtle at this point, but capturing Ivysaur and Charizard is part of the story, so we're not there yet. The next character that's going to be introduced was one of my least favorite characters in all of Smash, but I hadn't played any game in his franchise by that time, so I didn't know who the hell he was. I have nowadays, so I'm more interested in the character now. It's Marth, and I actually thought he was a girl back then. I've recently played Fire Emblem Warriors, and I'm a little more familiar with some of the characters. I wouldn't say Marth is my favorite. I wouldn't say my favorite characters in Smash at all, because that's like Chrom or Frederick, but whatever. He's still pretty cool. And then out of fucking nowhere, Meta Knight appears. Ah yes, the overpowered character. No wonder I liked playing as him so much back in the day. He was way too fucking powerful. After this, Marth and Meta Knight try to take down the Ancient Prince. And of course, just like Pit and Mario, they fail. Or do they? But then Ike shows up and he fucks him up. He only destroys the bomb that he's carrying, he doesn't actually damage the minister himself. And then we get introduced to Luigi. Who the hell doesn't know Luigi? And then he gets fucked up by the one and only King DDD, and he takes Luigi as a trophy? Whatever, Mario shows up and DDD decides he wants his shit too. And we finally get to see Link. Took him long enough. And he pulls the master from a rock, then he meets Yoshi, and then they team up as well. But wait. That's a moving box! Even more foreshadowing. But we don't get to see it yet, because we're first introduced to Samus and Pikachu, who also team up. I think you can see where I'm going at with this. It's a game about teaming up. Then Kirby just fucking leaves Peach to be taken by Bowser. And then this dark version of Peach attacks Mario and Pit, but then Link steps in and he attacks this evil Peach. So then Mario sees that and he attacks Link. After the fight, DDD appears and he tries to take Link and Yoshi, but then Kirby saves them. So then they all team up and they decide to go after King DDD to get Princess Peach back. But we first get introduced to Ganondorf. Seeing Ganondorf and Bowser working together is like one of the greatest thing ever. Like, I think this is the reason why I want more villains in Smash, because I want to see more villains team up. Maybe King K. Rool, maybe, I don't know, Dr. Eggman would be all cool. I would have loved to see that like years ago. Nowadays, I don't really care about Eggman. I care more about King K. Rool. So then we cut back to Pokemon Trainer and Lucas, who are going after Charizard, but on their way there they run into Wario again. Then we see DDD putting these things on Luigi, Ness, and Peach. Even more foreshadowing. Then the building collapses and DDD gets knocked the fuck out, and it appears that it's actually Bowser who's trying to take the princess. Old habits die hard, don't they? So Mario and the others fail to take down Bowser, but then Kirby finds Peach's thing. And here we have even more foreshadowing. Don't worry, it will all come together in the end. But then Ganondorf receives a call from the one and only Master Hand, who's like Ganondorf's boss or something. Then we cut back to Pokemon Trainer catching Ivysaur and Charizard when the fourth boss appears. This guy's name is Galleon. He was specifically created for Smash Bros. He wasn't only the fourth boss, but also the fifth one. You have to beat him twice. First time is as Marth, Ike, and Meta Knight. Second time is with Lucas and Pokemon Trainer. So this is when Marth, Ike, and Meta Knight team up with Pokemon Trainer and Lucas. As I said, it's all coming together in the end. And then Diddy Kong just gets shot out of nowhere, and it appears that it's Bowser back again with his nasty tricks. But this is also when a new character gets introduced. Then Falco just sweeps in, and Diddy Kong isn't letting him leave either, because they're not then saving his friend yet. Now believe me, the next part is one of the best parts in the entire game. Samus finally gets her suit back, and that's when we're introduced to the next boss. And it's... Alright, oh! He completely fucks up Samus, and we still have to fight the fucking thing. This is one of the best boss battles in the entire game. I did not even know who the hell this was back in the day. It was just a cool boss battle, cool character to fight, and I'm so happy that he's finally turning into a playable character in Smash Bros. Ultimate. I'm gonna play the shit out of that guy. So now we get to see Olimar for the first time, getting rescued by... Epic. I love how in this specific scene, Olimar looks like he's shitting his pants while Captain Falcon is having the time of his life. It's just hilarious to me. So Diddy Kong saves Donkey Kong, and then Captain Falcon and Olimar join them. But shit isn't all good, because these guys are about to enter the big floating island. Then we cut back to Meta Knight and the others, and we get to see Ice Climbers and Lucario for the first time. So now two groups kind of get separated. You have Meta Knight and Lucario, who boarded Meta Knight's ship, and then you have the Ice Climbers, who join Ike, Marth, Lucas, and Pokemon Trainer on the ground. But now they're also joining up with Mario, Pit, Link, Kirby, and Yoshi. But oh, you're in for a treat now. Yep, that's definitely epic. I feel like the only reason why Snake works in Smash Bros. Is because they made it work by making him one of the goofiest characters in the entire game. I mean, he's in the same game as Luigi, Kirby, Diddy Kong, and Wario, and yet he manages to be the goofiest character out of all of them. You'll see why in a minute. Oh shit! Run! This is exactly what I was talking about. Here's more of Snake being goofy, and then Sheik appears. It's Zelda. If you didn't know that, you're a fucking moron. So then Fox crashes on Meta Knight's ship, and he's about to fight Sheik. Oh, I'm ready for a fight. What? No fight? Alright. Then we get the next boss, and Meta Knight is strangely absent in this fight. This boss was also created just for Smash Bros. It's actually pretty cool and unique. After this, Mr. Game & Watch joins their team, and Meta Knight finally gets his ship back. And then we get back to the team on the island, where the Minister is waiting for everyone when Ganondorf orders him to blow everything up. But he doesn't want to do that, he has a good heart. I mean, it's not like he causes enough shit already. And he doesn't want to do it, so all the Robs start shooting him, but then it actually appears that the Minister is a Rob himself. Back then, the only thing I knew Rob from was Mario Kart on the DS, because it was a playable character in that. I didn't know this was a fucking thing you could buy for the NES back in the day. I wasn't alive back then, I did not know. So it's time to escape with Captain Falcon's ship. Another boss incoming! It's better, Ridley! This was my favorite boss back then, and it still is. It's just so badass. It's actually really difficult because unlike the other bosses, you now get a time limit of 2 minutes. So it might seem easy, but 2 minutes is not a whole lot. So after this island is blown up, we get to see the best scene in the entire game. A cannon emerges from the darkness, and both Bowser and Ganondorf are standing on top of it when Meta Knight's ship appeared. So that thing is blown a bit, but that was just a distraction. Because after that, Captain Falcon's ship, Samus's gunship, Almar's rocket, and Fox's ship appear from the smoke. And then Kirby just comes out of nowhere and completely obliterates the cannon. After which everyone just enters this dark void. I love this scene. It gave me chills as a kid, and it still does nowadays. Then we see Ganondorf betray Bowser. We get introduced to Taboo, who kills Master Hand. We see Taboo turn everyone into statues, and then we see Taboo surround himself with older levels. Those things actually woke up Luigi and Ness, and they decide to bring back DDD, and together they venture out into the Dark Void. So in these levels, you have to find everyone's statue, otherwise you won't be able to play them in the story anymore. Kirby actually swallowed the thing he found, and so he wakes up as well. I told you everything would come together. DDD, Luigi, and Ness actually run into Bowser on their journey, so they wake him up and then he joins the team as well. Link and Zelda actually do the same with Ganondorf, so he can join the team too. After that, Wario appears and joins in, so now the bad guys are helping out as well. So if you think the game was coming to an end, you're pretty wrong about that. After this is as long as Maze, that a lot of people seem to hate. I actually liked it, and I still do nowadays. There are no more cutscenes though, which kinda sucks, except one, but that's before the final boss battle. Oh no, don't do it again. Wait, what? That... Oh my god, it's Sonic! So you unlock Sonic at the very end, which kinda sucks. I was hoping he would have a bigger impact on the story, but whatever. The final boss battle is Taboo. He's kinda difficult, but he's not super hard to beat. And when you beat him, you finish the storyline. There are still 3 other characters that you can unlock in the story mode, those being Jigglypuff, Toon Link, and fucking Wolf. And they're not too easy to unlock, but that's kind of it. So I hope you can understand why I want another story mode in Smash Bros. Especially one with a roster that is this big. They can do a lot of creative stuff with that. So I hope Sakurai is going to reconsider what he said, and I hope they're going to do a new story mode in Smash Bros. Ultimate. Anyway guys, I'm really looking forward to the new Smash Bros. Game. I hope you're looking too, so if you want to discuss the game with me, you can do that in the comments below. But for now, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to leave a like if you did. Subscribe for more content like this, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye. Ow. Hurt my foot.